Goeienaand en welkom by nog 'n episode van Kwarantynwyn in die tuin saam met Elaine en vir vanaand drink ons so 'n klein bietjie brandewyn. Now since the weather has turned, we've had our first little cold front for winter. It's
dead of winter.
Miserable, it's grey, it's wet out here. We decided we'll take wine a little step further and go into distilled wine, or brandy for that matter. And for today we are drinking the Sagnac 2008 from Lomeren's Wine Estate, which is a brandy that they make on the farm in the style of Armagnac. Now Armagnac is another region in France, same as Cognac, which permits the production of brandy, and the difference between the two parts is that Armagnac use a column still where Cognac use a pot still. Now pot still most of you will recognize because a lot of our brandies in South Africa are pot still brandies. They are fermented in a pot still, and a pot still is a single distillation that happens, and basically what you do, it brings out the alcohol, but you can separate it in three parts: a head, a heart and a tail. With a column still, or a lambic still as it's called, it is a continuous distillation, which means the wine itself gets heated up, it evaporates the alcohol, and then it gets caught on these panels, and the condensation drips right back into the base wine and gets redistilled quite a few times before the alcohol actually gets separated. So you now have those harsher, more volatile flavors and aromatics from the head and the tail that falls back into the base wine and gets redistilled. So in the end of the day, as the finished product, you sit sometimes with a much more harsher product in the beginning than what you would have with a pot still brandy on that, because of the addition of the heads and the tails. Now this wine, the grapes are from Robertson. It's 100% Colombar, and they basically make a base wine from that, and then this white wine with no sulfur added is then distilled. Now the reason there's no sulfur to it is because the stills that are used are made from copper, and if there's sulfur, the sulfur will actually react to with the still and form copper sulfate, which is that greenish stuff you find on old electrical wires.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So it's basically copper erosion on that sense. Now brandy is like whiskey, is a eau de vie, and
fancy word.
Word for the day, eau de vie. Eau de vie means the water of life, and I can understand that the first people who invented the distilled spirit definitely thought it would give them life, because it is delicious, it's fiery, and it just brings about something you haven't experienced before. So yeah, it just warms you up from the inside and gives you a bit of
festive feeling, eh?
Definitely.
Festive vibe. Like Christmas pudding. It smells like Christmas pudding.
It definitely does. It's got some butterscotch to it, some almond,
some apricots, dried apricots.
Some dried apricots, and almost that sugary. Almost want to say some maraschino cherries. There is a bit of that to it as well. Now, if you taste it, it is beautiful and smooth. It's quite. There's a richness to this which you don't find in a young spirit. Now this wine, once it is distilled, it actually gets aged in small used French oak barrels, and it spends 6 years in barrels. At the point that the spirit actually goes into the barrel, it is colorless. It is high in alcohol at about 60%, and then during the 6 years, a small portion of the wine will get lost due to evaporation.
Is that the angel share?
Indeed, that is basically your little tribute to the angels, to allowing you to make something as beautiful as this.
I love that too.
What would happen is also during this time, as evaporation happens, pure water will be used to top up the barrels, and it also helps to lower down the alcohol to the 40.5% that it is when it is finally bottled, because 60% alcohol is a little bit harsh and you need something a bit more smoother on that side. So guys, enjoy the last weekend of lockdown on level 4. Monday you guys can stand in the queue. You can hopefully get your online orders to come back. I won't lie, I wouldn't mind replenishing some of the bottles we've been having the last couple of weeks. So yeah, enjoy the weekend. Drink the last wines you have then. Stay safe unless somebody says something over the TV with some presidential address.
Maybe just go easy. You never know. You never know.
Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Enjoy something that makes you warm.
Makes you happy.
Stay safe. Cheers.
Cheers.